heat.
That's because of the resin. That's what's happening to me. I said, both my boys work out there.
Yeah. Well, I have a family member who works at Sherwood Williams. He's like, you can't sell it. We don't have it. So
They make the paint that goes to Sherwood.
there you go. So
They
Yep.
can't get the resin.
it's all connected. Craziness.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have 7 o'clock. I will call the utility source board meeting of Monday, March 15th. Order will begin with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Andrew, will you do a roll call, please?
Rick Benyon. Present. Joe Root. Present. Mike Reeder.
Present.
Kip Brewer.
Present.
Mike Kelly.
Present. You were provided a copy of the minutes of the meeting of March 1st.
Move to accept the minutes as presented.
Kent makes a motion, we accept the minutes as presented.
Second.
Second by Mike Reeder. Roll call.
Rick Benyon.
Aye.
Joe Root.
Aye.
Mike Reeder.
Aye.
Kip Brewer. Mike Kelly.
Aye. Any public participation? Seeing none. We're going to move to the water expansion project bid awards. Again, I think that for some of our benefit, if when you're presenting, if you would stand and move so that you're socially distanced and take the mask down so we can, I do have a public hearing. People are speaking back there with a mask. So, Chris, are you going to be there or are you still going to go? Okay.
Good evening, everyone. So I'm here today to talk about the awards with 3 water projects that we did back in December. So if you recall, we bids on the water main project, the water plant expansion, and also the water tank breakdown project. Worked with Chris and Todd since with SRF. I understand that the bid, the loan pre-closing has gone through.
Yes, and closing is tomorrow.
And those are in order. I've also worked with Alicia on reviewing bids, and pay content, to make sure those things are in order. And I've provided a letter to the board along with the certified bid tabulations that we've gone back through and checked all the math and those types of things. So just to kind of paraphrase through it and remind everybody, for the water plant expansion, we had 6 bidders. Okay. The low bidder of those numbers was Crosby Construction. Their base bid number was $6,063,000. On the water mains project, which we refer to as Pembroke 075, with 10 bidders. The low bidder on that project was North Pipeline. Their base bid price on that was $683,000. And then on the tank project, we had 6 bidders. The low bidder on that project was Viking Painting LLC. The base bid amount was $939,250. There was also an ad alternate bid of an upgraded coating system for that work with an additional cost of $47,300. So with the bid summary letter, we list all the bids and certified bid packs, but actually that I expect all of you to see numbers. So we reviewed the bid packages of all the bidders, including the low bidders. And here's the Crosby Construction, North Pipeline, and Viking Painting. All the bid documents appear to be complete. We checked on references of their experience and responsibility. And all 3 of those bidders appear to be qualified and capable of work. So pursuant to the contract documents, the board rejected any and all bids. If you are to award it, to award it to the lowest responsible bidder. Based on that, at least the projects that we brought to construction, the pipeline, like respectively, contingent on funding, if they're on funding, contingent on so with that, I have the award letters made out Chris. The plane project, we're just going to do the base bid, we're not going to go the alternate. The alternate is for the fuel stations. On the water main project, we go with the base bid, which was for ductile line height and detail to do that for PVC. We make it in the paperwork here. Try to work on that. So that those prices will change. This one will sit with ductile line. That's the decision. On the paint project, we did have some room in the budget. We're going to try to do the alternate bill on that. Anybody have any questions?
Motion to accept all three of them, or you want a motion?
It would probably be better if we one at a time.
I'll make a motion that we accept the Hardy Crosby for the plan expansion.
I'll second that. Second, motion by Kent, second by Joe. This is for the main plant expansion. Roll call.
Rick Van Aye.
Mike Reader,
Aye.
Joe Root,
Aye.
Kent Brewer.
Aye.
Mike Kelly.
Aye. Motion carries 5-0.
I'll make a motion that we accept the water, State Road 75 water main expansion of the Miller pipeline.
Second.
Motion by Kent, second by Mike Reader to accept the bid from Miller Pipeline for the Highway 75 project, water main, believe. Roll call.
Rick Van
Aye.
Joe Root,
Aye.
Mike Reader,
Aye.
Kent Brewer, Mike Kelly.
Aye. Motion carries 5-0. So we have Viking Painting.
I'll make a motion that we accept the bid of Viking painting for the water tower painting along with another bid for the upgrade on the paint the next year.
I'll second that. Second by, motion by Ken, second by Joe for Viking Painting's bid. Roll call.
Rick Van Mike Reader,
Aye.
Joe Root,
Aye.
Kent Brewer, Mike Kelly.
Aye. Motion carries 5-0. So next step in this process, right?
Yes.
Would you guys like me to wrap the notes and put your signature?
Yeah, then you don't have to stay around.
Okay, I don't mind staying. So we can do what these documents.
We had Patrick, Marty, and Paul first join us. Okay.
We're all gonna throw things at him.
Your mic back.
So kind of, as you guys are doing that, I'll get some steps going forward. So I'll take these back, scan them. You can use those graders. I'll send them the agreement and also the bond forms with a letter that says, you know, the contract, congratulations. You need to return 3 copies of the agreement along with the payment bond performance bonds. And you've got 10 calendar days to do that. That'll give us time to get this back. We need to make sure everything's in order.
Paul, Patrick, or Marty, you have anything you want to add? Or we know if we get you in time to hear all of them or not.
This is Paul Kirk. I didn't really hear a lot of conversation. Glad to be on this evening, and it's not like I hear we're going to get more for the project.
Yes.
We appreciate that. We look forward to the project.
Yeah.
And I think it should be a very successful project. Mr. Kerry, may I add?
Okay, thank you, Marty.
This is Patrick, it's here, and for the days after they close,
Okay, thank you, Patrick. Moving on. The auditor's report.
You make the copy of it and do it.
We have, we've got contracts.
Oh, yeah.
They see, we can connect with those later.
Well, let's just go now so that those agreements and
So, related to the construction contracts, we present, ask the board for consideration on contracts with the engineering professor and also Patrick, TIC has submitted this contract with construction services as well. So you have a few different task orders from Western Funding. There's 3 of them from us. If I can go through those. So the first one is we've been working under this task order number 9, which is with the water. So we're on to number 2 now. So this is the additional construction administration part of our programming services. So our contract from amendment number 1 takes us up to basically today to the working contract. So this will provide for construction services, the meetings, and this overview, and also the on-site inspection. For several different projects, so we'll have the water plant, we'll cover chemicals, 0.75, and it will also cover inspection on site. That's not so that they will not reimburse Frankfurt for the inspection costs on that project. So all of task order number 9 will be money that is part of your SRF. That's how it's budgeted for the SRF. So related to that, is task order number 13, amendment number 1. And the reason we broke these out is that this work, in that said they will reimburse Frankfurt. So you want to keep them from a paperwork standpoint separate. So we get these lists. So this is the construction engineering on state level. And then the third one is for more regulatory items, the risk assessment. For one utility is required by the EPA, all of water systems with the population served of over 3,300. So Frankfurt, a lot of communities in the state are have to do this. It does 2 things. It does a risk assessment of your utility, and then finds any vulnerabilities, and incorporates recommendations from that updated emergency response plan, that updated emergency response plan, also looking at cybersecurity. That's part of that. So that's what 17 is for. There's 3 different work orders from us.
Those task orders.
I
Number 11.
So the first one is number 9. It's actually amendment number 2. So change that. The second one is task order 13. So number 1. The third one is task order number 17. The first one is
yes, go ahead.
Okay, on the first one, we talked about the state reimbursing for the inspection. Is
Is that a common practice or is it something that they just come up with? Okay.
That's not the preference.
So
There's always a negotiation discussion. They're not necessarily right next.
can that be appealed?
I believe the utility agreement is already signed, so it's out. What, not will. Not to
Well, the reason we asked was is this initially is their project, not ours. They're doing the road work, correct?
We chose to replace the water main. They just wanted us to move what was in conflict with them, we chose to do.
Right. Remember,
We've already paid 1.2 million towards this project. That's why we're gonna have a discussion.
Additionally, I think my recollection was that we didn't really get a whole lot of say in the terms of this, if they were gonna reimburse us or not, we were happy to get what we got.
Yeah.
thank you.
Other questions? Let's take
All three of them?
Let's do all three at the same time.
Make a motion to approve all three categories.
Joe makes a motion to approve the task orders numbers 9, 13, and 17.
9, Amendment 2, 13, and 17. Task order number 9, Amendment 2.
Okay, yeah.
Task order 13, and task order 15.
And a second? Rick, second by Rick Benyon. Roll call, Andrew.
Mike Reeder,
Aye.
Rick Gagnon, Joe Rude,
Aye.
Ken Brewer,
Aye.
Mike Kelly.
Aye. Now you have the more things to sign.
And then, I have a copy of GXC's standard agreement, which will take them through, they did the design on the listing. This will carry them for after the rest of this. Brings all the way together.
This one, task order on the anniversary of the agreement that was in the packets. It's an agreement that was in the packets. This is good. Let's see. Yeah, and there was another. It's just for construction, admin, forms are standard form of agreement between the owner and engineer for this services on the tank industry consultants is the any question. You have these in your handout. Everybody, the motion for these.
So moved.
Motion by Mike Reeder and a second by Rick Gagnon. Approve these agreements. Like industry and the engineering. Roll call.
Joe Rude,
Aye.
Rick Gagnon,
Aye.
Mike Reeder,
Aye.
Ken Brewer, Mike Kelly.
Aye.
Everybody stacked with their,
Yeah.
So that's all I read with the water project for tonight. Guess any other questions here? Appreciate the opportunity.
moving on then. Andrew, now you can. Anything?
Got through all of Salem Power's assets, through all the asset book, and everything okay in 2020. Just waiting on the other departments before I appreciation and have the final numbers for 2020. Where I can do the digital reports and the US reports. Where I'm at right now.
Did you know the year inspector?
I have not. Do you want a pre-appreciation?
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions for Andrew?
What the whole year is possible.
Stacy?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we all. Go ahead.
Okay. Just a couple things tonight. The first thing, today was the last day for the area for assistance storage program. So we will be, collecting on those.
Can you hear me?
Accounts tomorrow.
Yeah, we all.
There are only 4 accounts left, which is really good. The other thing I have is we only have 47 payment plans left. 38 will be paid off this month for an amount of $5,805.73. In April, we'll have 7 paid off. It will be $1,395.61, and then we have 2 that get paid off in May for $109.13. That's all I have tonight.
I appreciate your work on that. And I'm sure that those people were happy, not happy to get paid away, but we did get paid, or getting paid, so.
We had a lot of people comment that they were happy and thankful that we offered that, and that it made things a lot easier. That was nice to hear. And we have several people who are paid off now, and they're extremely happy that they were able to do that. And now we've got some customers that were on disconnects quite a bit before now, and now they're current and they're hoping to stay that way.
We encourage that.
Yes.
Did we have any get to the, where they had the hearing, to that point?
We did. We had one that they actually had a hearing. I think Todd and Joe talked to them. I was out with COVID. And then we had a couple more after that that requested hearing, and Todd and I discussed it. And because it was closer to the end of their payment plans, we worked with them. They each made some sort of payment, and then paid the rest of it like a week or so later. And all those that we worked with, they did come back and pay. And the one that had the hearing with Ron, they did not pay, and we will be taking them to court.
Okay. Any other questions for Stacy? Thank you, Stacy.
Thank you.
You got something for Phil tonight?
Yeah, I can cover when in my turn, I'll cover the electric side.
Okay. Chris, you got anything else tonight?
Just that our guys are working on basically taking valves for all road projects, basically at least block out each site, make sure they're all accessible when that starts. And we had a rather substantial break a week ago, this past Friday, when they were repaired, I believe, in a timely manner considering what happened.
Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
pass this on to Chris, but all the guys, including yourself, did an outstanding job. I helped a little bit. I found out one thing when you shut off an 18-inch water main. The guy I got stuck with was, we stuck a key in it and he ran. So one turn was half inch. So we're counting, we're right on the surface, shut this 18-inch front end off on there 28.
At 11:30 now.
Yeah. And we get it all ready and we get a phone call from Chris and turn it back on.
He's always on.
So, you know, it was interesting, and I don't know, I went home 3 o'clock in the morning, and like Chris said, he got home at 8 o'clock. Tom was still there.
I got home about 4:30.
And, but all the guys, you know, I mean, with what we were dealing with, water up to our knees when we got there.
And then it turned to mud after that.
Yeah. So they all did a good job. So, but,
Doesn't this kind of reinforce the idea that we need to replace those old things as we have the opportunity,
Oh, yeah.
like on the 28th? DJ?
Well, I'd just like to report that 2 of our 4 new filters are online and we're testing those daily. Our contact tank repair is finished and the contact tank is online. We keep an eye on that. The tab building where they have to demo the wall has been repaired to spec. Doing some painting around the plant, trying to get the admin cleaned up, get the painting done in there for the floors to be refinished. We're going to work on putting a gate at the lagoons this week. We picked out I decided a 20-foot cattle gate, set 3 poles, one to keep it open, and then one to hinge and one to lock. So we'll hopefully get that done this week. And hopefully we'll start moving filter media for Bowen this week for the credit that we accept. That's all.
Anyway, I encourage anybody that hasn't been out there for a while, please go out because the construction is moving very well. You grab DJ, he'll show you around. It's moving leaps and bounds on a weekly basis.
These new filters are fascinating.
Yes,
I don't know how they you can see how it works, but how it does it, and takes dirty water and within 3 feet, it's just absolutely crystal clear. It's fascinating. Right? It's really something to see.
I've been impressed by the massiveness of the things that are out there. Just
2 huge clarifiers back there too. That they get the grouting done on them. The season
Started grouting. I think they have to do it in 2 phases.
But they were working on that Friday.
Yeah,
So
they got the bathrooms in. It's almost mechanics on those. So
outstanding work out there.
And again, another thing I appreciate is the reports that we get,
Oh, yes. Hands down.
basically weekly reports, and pictures, and explanations of what things are and what's been done. And that's something that we hadn't had before. And
Looking forward to getting in from water too.
yeah,
I have the one from last, I received it today. All hell broke loose this afternoon, and I did not have a chance to send you everybody last week's report, but I'll do that in the morning. Or maybe again this evening. But they are fantastic.
Yes, they are.
okay. Jim, what you got tonight?
Well, there's 3 sanitary tap on Washington Avenue that the contractor made, which they're all repaired. Becky's got the data to invoice them and send out to them.
I was hoping we were going to do that.
There's 3 of them. I sent her all the information and time-wise and material
Carol vehicle. She's doing,
Were those after hours too?
one was Sunday. I talked to one guy Sunday, he was in Bedford, he said he wasn't gonna get to it Monday. When I was on vacation, I talked to him all evening and said, you need to get a crew up there tonight because the basement's filling up sanitary. And they can't stay there. You need to get up there. He came up Sunday night and got it fixed. And called me about 10:30 and said they were checking in the hotel out here, staying here. So they did come up and fix that on Sunday. And then we're cammering the national home still on that. We get the taps, because we got some micro, we got this last meeting, but footage is resolved. So we're getting them done. Sanitary repair on Elmwood, got roofs and main collapse, so we got to dig in it tomorrow. Have a tap to do on Wednesday in the same block. Roofs on our city side. And other than camping and cleaning, that's it.
How much more does AT&T get up there?
They're down, they're out today. I'll tell you what, their stuff up today. The last piece of equipment they can't get up today.
Are the lights still out there on the pool?
I did not come from that way.
They were this afternoon, yes.
I knew, yeah, they were.
They still got Comcast go forward from my house.
There was 2 basements that had mud still in it, and people spent the day from it. I've been in contact with homeowners to verify, to make sure they come back. There was one basement, the tap came into the manhole filled up with slurry from boring, and it went up the tap and into the basement of the house. So Ray was up there cleaning it.
Have we been down through there, camera, to make sure we got them all?
We're in the process. We're halfway. We're almost to 1 inch. So we just have to go to the creek there.
I'm just curious because they just keep
We
line
camera,
digging.
we camera and launch every tap door right away.
Perfect.
Thank you. Rick, anything on the lagoons tonight?
I do not have anything to report. I'm working on it.
Todd, now.
Okay, as we mentioned earlier, our close for the SRF is tomorrow. Don't foresee any problems with that because we got through the pre-close. And I think I mentioned before that they said that they was very impressed with all the paperwork and documentation from Andrew from Westlers. We kind of breezed right through it, so tomorrow should just be a formality. And then we're off to the races with all the documents. So I want to thank everybody for that. It's been Dylan, you know, Chris knows, it's been a long process. But now there's a light at the end of the tunnel, so we're almost there and start moving more dirt, just what we need right now. The migration has started from our internet, or not internet service, but our email service from FMU over to ACCS. That started today. It's going slow. Had a couple bumps in the road. They're working through it, but we're in the process. So hopefully by the end of this month we'll have at least FMU switched over, and the city's going to do the next step. So that's progress there as well. From an electric side, this little ice storm came through today and bit us pretty hard. We had 4 poles on 100 East, and I don't know if they were done when you pulled in or not. They were just about done. We had 4 right in a row that went down there, and then the rest of them spread out over the county. I think we had 3 more yet in place tonight. One of them was what they call a double end or double dead end. And when I told them that, I told the guys out on 100, they're off the bridge, so it's gonna be a tough one. But we got the crew that can get it done. So hopefully we're done by 10 or 11 o'clock with everything. Some of them they could hike up and get to the other streets still have to be done tonight. And that's after our morning started with the wind. I think total between this morning and then the ice coming in, I think we have a total of 9 broken poles today. So it's been a long day for some of the guys. They're still going strong.
Have we got any outages still?
Just their individual outages. Yeah, like this, the one that's double dead end is down at the end of a lane. But I think that, and then on zero County Road 0, there's a couple houses out there that are working on it. Now, with this, we could split the two crews up. Out on 100, we had to have everybody out on 100 each. So now we're kind of splitting up, but it's just a handful, if anything. But we did have some pretty good outages earlier. East Meadows, we had about half of that little subdivision just east of Walmart. We had about half of that area out from where pine trees came down and got across all 3 phases, and then just burned the day on the pine tree. So it popped the fuse. They were cleaning that up. That should have been back on about 6:30, and that was the next biggest one that we had. So, like I said, it's just a handful of people.
It's good, because PS and Heather Duke's gonna be out until 10 o'clock.
We got a guy here on, it's me from the fix.
I got grandmothers.
Oh, dude.
But she's got no power.
Okay. Yeah, so our guys, they're all over it and doing as usual, doing a fantastic job. So, but we had the water main break last Friday. Jim was out of town, but we got a sewer main that these guys got into or collapsed. And then we also had to shut the Burlington sub down because the part broke on Burlington sub Friday evening or Friday afternoon. And the tap changer was going nuts, and we were putting out 130 volts to people's households. So got a hold of Spectrum. They said we'll put the coupling back together, and then they said, no, don't do that because we don't know what the voltage was. So the crew got into town late this afternoon. They're going to be on the first thing in the morning to get the tap changer set back, and then after that, barring any other fiascos, we'll be doing the switching and stuff, putting the sub back on as well. So all 3 of those things happened last Friday. It was an interesting afternoon, like this afternoon. But then the last thing I have is if everybody had a chance to look at that job description, and we did approve for that job description, that would be the last piece of the puzzle. Structural changes in the electric. Keep moving forward.
We'll move to accept the job description as presented.
Motion second by Joe. Roll call.
Rick Henry.
Aye.
Mike Reeder. Aye. Joe Root.
Aye.
Kip Brewer. Mike Kelly.
Aye.
One thing on claims too, and I don't know if you guys saw it, that there's a claim in there for Frito-Lay that was either 240 or 340. Can't remember. It was 240. That is a economic development rider that IMPA came up with, and it was 340. We get a credit off of our IMPA bill, and then we forward that credit on, or we forward that money through a check to Frito-Lay. So it costs us nothing. IMPA is the one that actually is paying it, but it's zero cost to us, and there's going to be more companies as they expand. They're getting in this economic development. So I just wanted everybody to know we're not giving them a credit or anything like that. It's actually a credit that came to us, and we have to pull it up. If you have any questions on that in the claims. Okay.
Speaking of claims, is there a motion to approve the claims as presented?
So we have
Mike Reeder. Motion, and Joe is second. Roll call.
Rick Henry.
Aye.
Joe Root.
Aye.
Mike Reeder. Aye. Kip Brewer. Mike Kelly.
Aye. Okay, Alicia, tell us about this giant piece of property.
Giant piece of property that's like, I don't even know, not even a full.
As big as that table?
It's pretty small. So I'm gonna pass out, and I'm sorry I didn't get the email to you. I didn't get this done until this afternoon. The first one's a real estate purchase agreement, and the second is a resolution. Basically with K Company, what we're gonna do is, with your approval, we will sell it to them for $10 plus all the costs associated with getting it to them. And then in addition to that, we are going to, just reaffirm the easement that is on Clark Street. So there was an easement, because the manhole that is in the building was previously on the Clark Street. The Clark Street was vacated in that area, and because of that, there was by statute created an easement, but we're gonna reaffirm that that easement exists in the purchase agreement. And then we're also going to relinquish ownership, care, maintenance, and control of the fire hydrant and water mains that feed the fire hydrant purpose. That's basically what we're gonna present to the K company. I have been keeping my time for this completely separate, and then what I will do is I will just submit my, bill to the title company prior to closing, and K company will be responsible for paying that portion of my attorney's fees. They're also going to be responsible for paying all closing costs, any recording fees. Basically, this should not cost the utilities anything because we're not the ones that have to do this. So there is a statute that I found that allows us to, we can't give it away, but we can sell it for a price reasonable if we determine that the property is in dispute. And the executive, which would be the mayor, considers the dispute not frivolous. I spoke with Les, who spoke with the mayor, and she agreed that this is not a frivolous dispute, so we don't have to go through the process of publication and everything. They are in a hurry to get this done because I understand that this has been kind of an ongoing thing for a long time. So that's the purchase agreement, and then the resolution basically determines that the property is in dispute. That we don't have any need for the property, and in fact, we haven't really utilized the property of our own for a number of years. Authorizes Mike Kelly to sign any documents necessary for closing this, and also authorizes or approves the purchase agreement so that we can get that to K. Does anybody have any questions about that?
Okay, let's take the resolution first. It's resolution 2021-03-15-01. Is there a motion to approve this resolution? So moved. There's a motion by Joe. I hear a second yet. Second by Ken. Roll call.
Rick Tenium. Aye.
Mike Reeder.
Aye.
Joe Reed. Aye. Dick Brewer. Mike Kelly. Aye.
So what I'll need is that approved the purchase agreement, so we don't need a separate motion for that, because the resolution approves the purchase agreement. So I just need 2 copies of each document signed, so I'm also going to give you an extra copy of the pass that down. But hopefully we can get this taken care of pretty soon and be done with this mess.
So this resolution covers this one too.
Yeah, the resolution approves the purchase agreement, so we're good.
Mhm.
Todd, do you want me to get in touch with Dawn to get these signed, or do you want to get in touch with her?
You might as well, you've been going along this far, you might as well finish
Okay.
out.
I'll
Same
get
thing
these
with
signed.
you.
And then Mike, Kelly, I will get with you to set up the closing. They're gonna use, well, I set it up in the purchase agreement, use more title because they've already done the work thus far, so I figured it would just be easier. I don't know. I'd like to get it done like as soon as possible, but I don't know how soon more to get it done. So,
I know Kate goes in the
I've been told. Multiple times. So, no, that's all I've got.
Anyone have any old business to bring up tonight?
All of them received email regarding SLF.
That's the link.
Yeah, it's, we could, that is our reimbursements and a few of them bills to be paid once the closing happens. So obviously, Andrew will make sure that the city gets that.
Yeah, I'll be checking the bank account periodically. Next.
2 days, probably.
Yeah.
It should be no later than Wednesday.
One other thing, Todd and I have been talking, and I will be meeting with Judy. What's it called, Todd? The
CARES Act.
The CARE Act thing, and the way I read it, and everything else, the city's gonna do it. The first part, they got close to 600,000.
Yes, I think 660.
660, and now this one here is about 3.1 million.
Yes, that's correct.
And some of that's ours. And so we have to determine what the portions are, the percentages are, because there's several things that's listed in there. COVID pay being reimbursed and different stuff like that. And so, we're working on how that's going to come about once it comes this way. Part of it. First, you're going to make sure you get a fair share. Huh? I'm sure you'll make sure you get a fair share. Well, we'll try. And that probably will take some legal, wait.
And the one thing that is, well, there's 2 things in there. Now, we can't mention the COVID pay, but it really specifies that it can be used for 3 things, or 2 things: public safety and sewer and water projects. And we obviously always have sewer and water projects, but that's really where the money's supposed to be designated for. So that's why the conversation can take place with the mayor. They go from there, but that's really where it's supposed to go to. So I think this time it's public safety. The first time it's free. She always said that it's public safety.
Are you going hard with numbers as far as COVID pay? Well, that's one we're getting.
I have the one from electric and water. Becky was gonna get me, she didn't get it to me today. She was gonna get the sewer, maintenance and wastewater, because she does their payroll. But those have been numbers that have been being turned into, the HR every week anyway, so they're very quick and easy to get. So I will have those in my hands tomorrow. I'll get them to Ken so that we have some time with numbers.
Did you mention one office?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll have to get those from Stacy. I can be correct. We'll have to get that as well.
Did you hear that, Stacy?
Yes, but there's, somewhere there has to be a formula that, let's say, somebody used and said, City of Frankfurt, you get 3.1 million. Clinton County, you get 6.2 million. And so somewhere there's a calculation of what it goes off of and everything else. And so that's the one thing that we've been looking. We've got some information from Marty on the stuff there. And so, hopefully at the next board meeting, we can report on how we'll do it.
I know that the city council meeting the other night, last Monday night, there was something that come up there and they said that that's where that money was going to come from. When that mentioned, I thought, but that's, they had this thing they had to pay, and it was, they thought, well, we'll just take that out of the COVID money, the CARES Act. And, anything else? Before we adjourn, I just want to say, stop and think about it. We've got projects going in all the departments, basically. Not just little projects, big projects. And it's only possible for just a couple of reasons. One is because these guys that are running these departments for us are doing a super job. And the other is because this board takes ownership of everything that goes on this community with various utilities. And on behalf of the community, I want to thank you guys, both out there and the guys that sit up here with us, at least for making sure that we're doing everything that we need to do to make this community as good and as prosperous and looking forward as much as possible. I entertain a motion for adjournment.
So move.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen.
So we got everything.
I got signed here.
He's got something to sign.
Thank you.